Lee Smith. I've been recruiting for a long time, definitely over 20 years, and a lot of my friends come to me and ask me to help them with their resumes. So let's look at a most recent situation. I have a friend named George who lives around the corner, and he's my age. I'm 60. And anyway, so we've been working a long time. So let me pull up George's resume that he sent me. So I've eliminated some identifiable data for George, but he did have his full name, and he actually had a street address, which I told him he doesn't need. You only need your city, state, and zip code. You do need that. And you do need an email, which I've eliminated his personal email and a phone number. So George, this is the resume he sent to me. So let's take a look at this. As a recruiter, there are many things that I saw in this resume that could improve his chances, because he said he'd been using this resume for 3 months and had not got one hit, if you will. So no one's called him or shows any interest. So I took a closer look to find out why that might be. And here are some big picture reasons why his resume may not be getting any hits. We'll take a look at this real quick. So from my point of view, it's basically too generic, and there are no keywords. So let's take a look at trying to make this bigger. Oh well, can't. Now I've messed things up. He says that he starts off with he's knowledgeable technical support specialist with wide-ranging experience in computer, hardware, and software applications for more than 20 major regional hospital systems and a national retail chain. Okay, that really doesn't say a lot. It's very generic. How are you knowledgeable? And what's your wide-ranging experience? And who are the major regional hospital systems? Are they Epic? I mean, what did you work with? And what's the major retail chain? This was done at a call center, so that makes no sense. That's bad sentence structure. This was done at a call center and done remotely. What? Seeking to utilize extensive leadership, communication, and troubleshooting skills in order to maintain and build strong client relationships. Okay, so tell me how you can do that. That's the big thing. How can you be of value to the company you'd like to work for? Then he went on and he listed where he worked, which was confusing because HTC purchased CareTech Solutions. And I couldn't really tell right off the bat as a recruiter that this was actually under the same company. It might look like it, but you need to indicate that. Make it easy peasy for the recruiter or the hiring manager to understand what you're trying to say. His first sentence was identified reoccurring problems and suggested permanent solutions. Okay, generic again. What kind of problems? What kind of resolutions did you come up with? So really on and on and on. It's like that. A lot of it is just very generic and doesn't tell me boo about what he can do. What has he worked with? What has he solved? What's his skills? His education is great. He listed his most recent education, but I later learned from George he has more degrees and information that actually can be applicable to some of the jobs he's looking for. So we'll get out of this and go to, this is George's resume he sent me. Let's take a look at some of the changes that I made. All right. So this is the resume I made for George. It is cleaner, by the way. It can be more than one page, but we managed to get it on one page. So your resume can be 3-4 pages long as it's got data that's necessary. But I put a summary at the top, making it crystal clear. This is his summary. And we broke down how many years of tech support has he worked on. We broke down by number of years. Actually, I didn't write years there. Shame on me. Should say 15 years Windows PC, 15 years troubleshooting, blah, blah, blah. So I need to clean that up for poor old George. But we broke it down. He's worked on Windows PC, troubleshooted software. What kind? Mostly healthcare. And that healthcare software is Epic, Cerner, Allscripts. Get it? We're doing details here, and these are key words. So is healthcare. He's utilized a remote support tool called GoToAssist. Detail again. And he was part of a 24/7 on-call support team. And in the support world, this is important that you indicate you're willing and have done 24/7 on-call support, because not a lot of people can do that. So that's a good thing for him to list up front. Then we broke down HTC Global Services. We don't need to put the other company, CareTech Solutions. Put the latest company if they purchased it. And he was there from 2004 to 2023. Now we break it down. From 2005 to 2023, he did this duty. And here's the details. See the keywords? Those are all keywords for his industry right there. And so we broke down, more detail, if you will. Again, we broke down from that time frame, this is what he did. And we put in a particular hospital, DMC hospital account. So detail, detail, detail. In George's case, he wanted to mention his major retailer he worked for, but it was quite a while ago, maybe 20 years ago. So we listed it as previous experience, no dates. So if you're an oldster like me, 40 years or older, 50 years, whatever, I'm in my 60s, I'm still kicking it because I love what I do. But I've got a lot of experience, like George. So just say previous experience. You really only need to go back 10, 15 years max. And he put down Kmart, what he did, basic, what his title was, what he did, basic information, don't go into a great deal of detail. And then for his education, we had his most recent one, which is the 4-year degree, but his 2-year degrees were actually quite interesting because one of them was in accounting. Well, this is of great interest to many recruiters or hiring managers. So I asked him to include his 2-year degrees. But he was accurate in actually listing. He only needed to list his most recent one. So give or take. But in George's case, he should have listed all his degrees because they're keyword driven by listing accounting, really. And the business data processing, that's a keyword as well. So George actually did get attention when he reposted this. I think I had the years put in there when he did it. He did get attention that very first week. He did get a job offer that very first week with his new resume. So here's his new resume. Let's take a peekaboo at his old one again. Where's George? First resume. So it looks good, but it's too generic and it has no keywords. All right. So that's a quick example of what you can do to increase your resume attention. If you would like more information on resumes and how to get a job and other cool stuff in life, click the subscribe button.